Good afternoon, class. I will be giving speech 4, and my topic, speech 4 was on conspiracy theories, and my topic I chose was Big Pharma, the Big Pharma conspiracy, and I chose this topic as I found it interesting, and I had some prior knowledge to it. Now, my topic is Big Pharma and how they operate for sinister purposes and against public good for their own economic benefit. Now, the topics I will be touching on is how they cause or worsen diseases, how remedies are suppressed, AIDS. I'll be giving a brief description on the AIDS disease, cancer, COVID-19, and how cures have been discovered but hidden from the public for their own economic benefit. And why is this? So pretty much of that is my conspiracy that I chose, and I will be explaining to y'all. So to start it off, let's get into it with AIDS disease. Well, from what we know, the earliest known case of AIDS was in 1959, and this was actually an African man from the Congo who tested positive for AIDS, actually with the blood test. They tested him, and he tested positive. Now, AIDS in America didn't become such a big thing until June of 1981. That's when AIDS became a problem. So, there's so many conspiracies with AIDS that we could go into a whole different talk, which I don't want to, but pretty much something fast is racism in America was huge during this time period, obviously, of 1980s, the civil rights movement, civil rights activists. It was huge. So what I believe and what my conspiracy believes is AIDS was actually created for bad purposes and for economic benefits. So a conspiracy that most people believe in is that AIDS was actually created or targeted towards African Americans. So if you take it into account, it's a genocide theory. I don't know if I believe it or not, but I do believe, and the people that support this conspiracy, that AIDS was created, man-made, in a lab for people for African Americans. So no cure has been found for AIDS, obviously, but there is treatment, and with treatment comes and I mean a lot of money. So treatment, pretty much look at it as treatment equals money, as it's just a way to stall the process and keep getting money. Now with cancer, so believe it or not, from doing my research, 1/4 of Americans believe there is a cure for cancer. 1/4 of the American population believes this. That's quite a lot of people if you ask me. So yes, I do think there is a cure too. And now to take into account, there are over 200 different types of cancers. So you mean to tell me there's over 200 and we have no cure? Not even for one? To me, that's a little suspicious. And especially with our technology being so highly advanced, to me it seems like we should have something there, or they're hiding something, obviously. And that's what I believe, at least. Now, another thing is, I don't want to make it seem like I'm bashing doctors or healthcare workers, because they're not the problem. Actually, the problem comes from higher up people, the people that run the world, the people that control society. Because I believe pharmaceutical companies as well, they they control society, and they can pretty much, and I'll get into that, but they pretty much choose what to do with us as humans. So I'm not here to blame doctors, as they can only work with the information they got or the stuff they get. And most doctors are in the same boat as us. We're just we don't know what's going on, and these people, the elites, the higher ups, they got everything planned and they know what they're doing, obviously. So I'm not here to bash on doctors or healthcare workers. Now, with that, COVID-19, well, COVID-19 is very fresh. We don't know if it's going to come back, if it's going to come back stronger, if it's going to go away, if it's going to become like the flu, seasonal. We don't know, because it's very fresh still and vaccines are barely coming out. And what we do know is COVID-19 was created in a lab, and I believe it was used against humanity. Now, when COVID-19 first came out, it was said to be a product of the Chinese wet markets, which is animal markets for eating, which are very unsanitary. Then they came out and said it was actually in a Wuhan lab with test experiments that escaped. And to me, I'm not really buying that story. So I believe it was used against humanity as a weapon, because in my opinion, COVID-19, the virus, is a biological weapon, and it was used to control society. And again, like I said, pharmaceutical companies are in on this. They know about all this, the CDC, and they do this to control society, and again, for economic, financial benefits. Now, with COVID-19 vaccines, very fresh too, since they just came out. Man, there's so many conspiracies that I don't even know what to believe, what's true or false. People think they're fake. People think they're trackers. I don't know. But come on, if they already making vaccines for that, they should have something for cancer, for AIDS at least. It just shows that they don't take some of these diseases that serious if they were actually a threat like that. Now, technology, like I said earlier, is so advanced that they should have something. And I'll get into it why, and why the government should demand stuff, but why they don't, as the government works with these pharmaceutical companies, as well as there is no regulation and control. And I'll get into it too. Now, funding for cancer research from the CDC. These two that I'm gonna read are from the CDC. $6 billion total in cancer research, and roughly $300 million a year for just cancer. AIDS is roughly $788 million in 2016, so roughly 800 million just for CDC on AIDS research to find a cure. Now, and that's just for those two diseases. We're not even talking about private organizations that go for those two, or other diabetes, etc. A bunch of more diseases that they do research for, and all this is for money. It's a money grab. Now, insurance companies, they're in on it too, as they make money from this. The money is there to be made, so why not? Now, that's why medicine is so expensive. Because the government lets these pharmaceutical companies run with no regulation and control. So when you think about it, we have pharmaceutical companies running as monopolies, and there's nothing we can do about it. And that's my conspiracy.